Right, day number 4 of creating a video every single day for YouTube. And today I wanted to talk about personal brand. You will see that term pushed around a lot in today's world. And I've pretty much built a personal brand for the last, since 2013, maybe even earlier when I was a PT and grown a social profile. And I think the idea of personal brand can get inflated in people's minds, where they think that if they're going to create a personal brand, then they have to have tens of thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they have to be somebody who is, internet famous. And the reality is that you can build a personal brand with a handful of subscribers, with a handful of people in your world. Now, I've had an email list for the last decade or so of about 10,000 people. I've emailed that list consistently, month in, month out, for the last decade. And what I've been able to do is build a niche-based personal brand with the people that are on my email list, in my new newsletter, my email subscribers. And it doesn't matter necessarily what I've done on social platforms, or, I've gone through so many different iterations of things that I've done. Yet I have had people buy every iteration of that program along the line who have kind of followed my journey throughout the last decade or so. I was a personal trainer in a gym. I opened my own gym. I grew that gym. I then started hosting seminars and workshops for other gym owners. I then started a mastermind for gym owners. I then started helping online coaches as I had grown a digital business, and so on and so forth. And then as I went into men's work and self-development, as I grew through my own challenges in relationship, my own inner struggles and battles, I shared and documented that. And then people followed me on that path too. And so the idea of building a personal brand isn't about scaling your YouTube channel to the moon or to have hundreds of thousands of Instagram or TikTok followers. This is about you having a message and having it resonate deeply with a small number of people that will potentially buy your product or service. And I think the idea of personal brand in itself can often stop people from beginning somewhere. It's like when you start dieting and you want to get in shape, and you like look at yourself in the mirror after like 3 days, you still look the same, and you get discouraged and disheartened. And, as you're creating content, as you're sharing your mission and message and your beliefs with the world, what's going to happen is you're going to get a like, a comment, a trickle of views. You're not going to get the things that you want because it takes time, and you've got to cultivate trust with the market. But the same way you would look in the mirror after 3 days of dieting and look the same is the same way as if you were creating content for a week or a month and nothing really changes. But everything you do today is going to impact downstream 90 days, 180 days, 365 days from now. And you've got to make a decision. Like, are you a creator sharing a message and mission with the world? And do you decide to share your mission in spite of what comes back in return? Because the second that we expect something back is the second that it kills our flow of creativity, because we'll stop creating when we don't get what we want. And we have attached and tied an expectation to what we are doing and producing in the world. Yes, you need to be able to monetize an audience in order to build a business. But if monetization is the number one focus that you have, you'll build a very shallow business on shaky foundations, because you're not focusing on the longevity of the potential of growing a digital business in this world. And that is a problem. That is a challenge. And that's something that you've got to learn to overcome. So building a personal brand doesn't have to be hundreds of thousands of followers. It doesn't have to be, tens of thousands of followers. You can build your personal brand and have 300 followers on Instagram, yet have high resonance and actually turn a chunk of those into clients. It's less about volume and width. It's more about depth and connection. And if you choose to continue to serve a group of people, no matter how big it is, you will build your own personal brand. And all that basically means is that you have a voice, you have something to say, you stand for and against something. And if you do that consistently for a small number of people, you'll be able to build a very sustainable and successful business by doing so. Again, if you're a YouTuber and you're playing the YouTube game, you thrive on views and subscribers, right? That's how you monetize. If you're a coach or a creator or a mentor or a lead or a guide or a therapist or a coach or whatever it is that you have, whatever iteration of shepherd that is, right? Leading people through to the next thing. You don't need hundreds of thousands of people. You have products and programs and services. That's the way in which you monetize the audience. But you live and lead through value first. Money congregates where value lies. The more valuable you become, the more you will get paid. That is it. Peace.